Hey guys, welcome to the live stream tonight for Self Reliance Festival. How y'all doing? Would love it if you would let folks know that we are live. We are just going to talk about a few things that I had questions about over on the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group and you're interested in interacting with other people who are happy to talk to you about Self Reliance Festival or Self Reliance topics or homesteading or prepping or any of those things, it's t.me/SRF community. Wait a second, I might have said that wrong. T.me. You know what I love is when you go to Telegram and the group you want to look at. Let me just make sure because it might be SRF. Yeah, it is SRF. I said it right. So t.me/SRF community. If you're in Telegram as the app, just search SRF community and it will take you right there. I'm snapping beans tonight because I had a big old epic bean harvest this morning when I did my gardening, even these long noodle beans. And I am headed out of town for one day. So Tactical is going to be taking care of the hip campsite and the whole place by himself. But I wanted to get these canned before I went out of town because then we have more jars put up for winter. I have 30 jars left of my original 60 jar goal. So I'm hoping this will knock out another 5 or so, which would be nice. So how is everybody doing? Mr. Landfill, hello. Janet, hello from Montana. Toy Town Inc., welcome. Guys, what do you want to know about Self Reliance Festival? And I'm assuming you can hear me talk because nobody's complained that I'm not audible. Greenberry Grove, welcome. I went out on Telegram and I said, what do people want to know? And I got a couple of questions. And the first one was wanting to know more about the vendor setup at Self Reliance Festival. So we set up vendors first come, first serve. And if you want to get your vendor pass, go over to selfreliancefestival.com and click on tickets and navigate to vendors. And you can choose between a 12 by 12 tent space or a 6-foot table. You need to bring your own table, your own tent. The tent spaces are outside and some of the table spaces are inside. And if we run out of table spaces inside, then you go outside with your table space. And, there's a difference in price. So what happens is you get 1 ticket with a table, 2 tickets with your booth, and we list you on our directory. And this event, the 6th SRF, we are going to do something a little different with the swag. So usually we'll reach out to vendors and say, hi, Anarchy, welcome. We'll say, hey, do you want to put something in the swag bag? And then we hand those out to the first couple hundred people that come in, and it's kind of a cool way to get your brand out. Well, I thought about that, and I thought, what would be cooler is if we have a map of who has giveaways at their booth. So we'll be asking you if you're going to be giving away anything, and if you are, we'll put you on the map of freebies, and then the people who are motivated by freebies come to your booth. So that's going to happen. Vendor setup as usual, because we're doing this event at SOE, which is a commercial sewing factory. And for those of you who are watching this on the SOE channel, that's why I'm on the SOE channel, because we do it at the SOE compound in Camden, Tennessee. Hello, Cincinnati, Hatfield Homestead. Come on out to SRF. Cincinnati's not that far. Since he runs the factory during the day, if you get a table, you can't set up till after the factory is shut down for the day. I believe they work till 5 and then set up for tables. Now, sometimes we get in a little bit earlier, but if you are a table vendor, don't count on having access until after 5, or come in early. We'll open up early for you on Saturday to set up Saturday morning. The tents, we like to set up vendor row around 12 p.m., 12 to 2 in that range is when we open it up on Friday before the event, so you can get your tent all set up and everything, your booth going. So that's the deal with vendors. Are there any other questions? Scavenger hunt. Yeah. So my mapping guy is not able to come, so I'm looking for somebody else to do the mapping. And I think maybe, I can't remember if Brian at the Lots Project or somebody else said that they would be willing to do the scavenger hunt and mapping orientation. we're going to do a session on how to read maps, which to a woman of my age seems a little funny because I grew up like in order to get through driver's ed, we had to read maps. But since the advent of GPS and the fact that we all have GPS in our phones, it sort of makes sense that we are not having a lot of mapping education in the schools because most people don't need it. They just hop up their phone. But what happens when your phone doesn't work? Well, then you need to know how to read a map. So we're going to talk about how to read a map and have a scavenger hunt so people can go out and find some things. Greetings, Siegler. Greeting, Rachel. Greetings, Letty. Hello, Jason. Am I going to have to share my spot with the coffee pot again? Only if it rains, Jason. Only if it rains. I won't yell at you this time, though. So, I keep physical maps and a compass in my vehicle. I don't have a compass in my vehicle, but I do have maps, especially. And when I go on a big road trip, I look at the map before I go, so I have some idea of, that bean went flying. So I have some idea of where things are if things go wrong. And I've had it happen multiple times that GPS just doesn't work. Other questions about, any other questions about vendor stuff? I do have a starred question here. Somebody's asking me, how's my 75 hard treating me? I finished 75 hard a little over a week ago, and I'm still working out. I am not working out twice every single day, but I sort of evaluated, did I want to do the year of hard? And the answer is no, not right now. And I evaluated the parts of that are important to me, and I'm keeping them. And I'm keeping on eating on plan, which is nice, which is why I'm smacking these beans. And it was a really great experience. I highly recommend doing it for anybody who's finding themselves wondering, like, what's next? How can I push myself? Why am I not getting further? Because it teaches you, wow, there was a snail on that one. It teaches you better discipline, which is my discipline was slipping. That's why I started it to begin with. And I thought that was pretty cool, but the health benefits were pretty amazing for me I had low back pain going into it. That's mostly gone unless I don't do Pilates. If I don't do Pilates, then the back pain comes back. And it was just a good experience. I'm glad I did it. I'll probably do it as a tune-up from time to time. So that's my deal on 75 hard. You wouldn't believe how many truck drivers I've had to help navigate over the last 10 years. Yeah, howdy, Nicole. I'm late because I was watching Professor of Rock and lost. Yeah, I love Professor of Rock. It's a great channel. It's a good channel. Okay, the other questions I've had revolve around camping. So we are going to put out a video with some drone footage of the camp area. The camp area is not accessible by vehicles because of how it is set up with swales and other installs that John has done. Plus, there's a pond that if we let you put your video in there and the bank of the pond, it's a new pond. If the bank were to fail, then your vehicle would end up in the pond. It's a very deep pond. And we don't want that to happen to you. So vehicles can't go in there. It's not accessible. That's why we don't have camper capacity at this campsite. So your ticket includes camping, but it's tent camping. And we've had a couple people buy the VIP passes, which include this time dinner with speakers. And full disclosure, it's very likely that Joel Salatin will not be at that dinner because he's flying in Saturday. So I don't know if he'll be there in time for dinner. It gives you access to the VIP lounge where Joel Salatin will certainly be for part of it. So it's a good way to meet people. But it also gives you VIP parking, which people sometimes will park at their trucks and then sleep in the back of their truck in the VIP parking area. So that's the deal with the VIP passes. And if you have a camper, the Big Daddy's parking lot, you can park it there. There are some actually really nice campgrounds nearby. It's a good camping area. And you can park there, like at the Big Daddy area. There's also another place nearby that doesn't look too bad for camping and parking an RV. And then SOE's second location has a pretty flat parking area where they could also be parked. So we'll email out about that to the group. I am segmenting the email list over the weekend for everybody who's already bought tickets. They're going to get different messages than people who have not bought tickets. Right now, it's just everything's going to the general list. Carson says, hello from Indiana tomorrow night. Nashville. All right, Carson. Sounds like a fun road trip. I had a really cool thing happen with the network, and I think a lot of you know I wanted to learn how to spin, and I found a spinning wheel in Indianapolis, and somebody I didn't know accepted money from me, picked it up, and it ended up down here within the week. So now I have a spinning wheel. So that's how great our network is, guys. Like, we can trust each other, somebody you don't know, to get you a spinning wheel. And we have enough places all over the country that you can make one thing go from one place to another. And it's kind of heartening when stuff like that happens, because you can, it's cool to see how much we've expanded since the first Self-Reliance Festival, when it was, about 100, 150 people, most of them from the Tennessee area, although not all of them. We had people in from New York and other places. And now people are coming from all over the country. They're coming from out of the country. In fact, I had a guy from Canada try to buy his ticket and my website wouldn't let him. So there was a weird setting that was only letting US people buy. So I fixed that setting. So if you want to come from Germany or Belgium or anywhere, or Mexico, anywhere, it's okay now. I've changed the setting. Don't prick your finger and fall asleep. I won't. I actually just got my tensioner today, and because I'm going out of town basically first thing in the morning, I don't have time to mess with it. So hopefully sometime before the end of the year, I'll be able to, or end of the year, I'll be able to mess with that. What other questions do you have? Letty, what questions did you see when I asked on the live feed about, or on the Telegram group, about questions people had? Because I think there were a few more questions that I am not remembering right now. And since this is a live stream and conversation, if you guys don't ask me stuff, then we just end and I finish snapping these beans. I do want to say that we had a medical emergency here on Monday, and Tactical cut the crap out of his head. And it was really nice to be able to talk to Chuck Peoples, who is doing the advanced wound care session at Self-Reliance Festival, which is an extra add-in. It costs extra because we're paying him to do that, and you go home with a medical kit, so it's kind of a cool deal. It was nice to have him basically on speed dial to answer questions about if we were doing it right, because Carson says, got basic tickets tonight, hopefully upgrade later. That you know what, Carson, if you want to upgrade, email me and I'll give you a coupon code so you can do it officially in the system. I don't have an upgrade drop down right now. So yeah. So come show them what your head looks like, Tactical. Yeah, he did a number there. And he decided not to get stitches because he also lost his hair, which is of great amusement to all of us but him, I'm sure. But so he's no longer the shaggy mountain man. He's just shaggy on the beard mountain man. And yeah, so that was fun. He walked in. I'm like, I might as well just shave your whole head because I'm going to have to do something ridiculous here. And you'll have a landing strip on the top of your head if we don't do it. But does it still hurt? Not really. He says it only hurts when you touch it. So who are some of the vendors and speakers who have not been to Self-Reliance Festival in the past? That's a great question that I hope you can answer for me. I don't have everybody memorized. What? Yeah, Mike Prim is coming. Chris Prim is coming, I think, but I don't know. And he was there last time, but he didn't do knife sharpening. But no. Yeah. Sorry, Tactical thought somebody was coming who isn't coming. We've got a lot of cool vendors. Let me pull up the list. This takes me a second. While I'm doing that, I saw that somebody asked is Jack Spirko coming? And the answer is yes, he is. Jack Spirko will be coming to talk about navigating a world with AI. If you're not on our email list, go to selfreliancefestival.com and sign up, because I announced him today in the email. We highlighted him. And I'm hoping to also put a panel together with somebody who's more skeptical of AI. I haven't found that person yet. I'm looking for somebody who has a good enough background to be on a panel with Jack in the opposing view of AI, because Jack will come at him with a lot of facts and logic. And if your argument is emotional in response to that, it's not going to be a very productive debate. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. And so vendors we have so far, we have Buttercup Drops coming with Top It Off, and that's the sauce lady. We have Crafty Girlfriends. That'll be kind of fun. TacticalWisdom.com is going to be there. Leather by DeVries. That's Bruce DeVries. He was there last time. The Dudleys with their ham radio stuff are going to be there. And HomesteadTwins.com are going to be there. Grandma's Homestead will be there. That's Ticia. And last time she had a booth, it had candles and soaps and cool stuff like that. Uncensored Tactical will be there. And he is he's going to be doing a lock picking presentation. So that's Pat from Uncensored Tactical. And then I believe he'll have his books he's written about, like, how to escape when you're caught, basically. So he has a whole escape class he does. That's, I think it's a full day, but it might be half a day, where it's like, okay, if your hands are duct taped together, how do you get out of that? If you have handcuffs on, how do you get out of that? Like, it's a whole bunch of really cool stuff. And he will have books he's written on the topic, as well as probably other supplies related to learning lock picking. Murray Art Guild will be there, and that's the spinners. So there's going to be a spinning demo, and I think they're just going to be there Saturday. I was actually just talking to her because I realized that with Mama Sauce not helping this event, that she had done most of the initial talking to Eileen, and I wanted to make sure we didn't like drop that one out the underneath. Thunderhill Electric will be there. So there's lots of interesting vendors coming in. Of course, EMP Shield would be there, and I think we're going to have a solar vendor. I haven't closed that one yet, but we've got, a lot coming together. So yes, Jack Spirko is coming. What are the perks of volunteering? So here's how we do volunteering. If you volunteered with us before, we comp you a ticket in exchange for your volunteering time. So if you want to volunteer, go to selfreliancefestival.com and fill out the contact form and email me, and I'll send it to Dawn, and she'll get you set up as a volunteer. We've had a few people already sign up to do that. And we want you to do 2-hour sets so you can still see things at the festival. And you get, I think it's like you get a comp ticket. You may get a t-shirt. I can't remember. But you also get to interact with the event staff, which means you have the inside scoop on what's going on, which is kind of fun. And I think we have openings for probably 5 to 8 more people. What is included in the Mega Pass? So the Mega Pass is a grouping of multiple things, and it includes the ham radio class, which is currently at $545. It includes your Self-Reliance Festival Pass, which is currently at $75. It includes your advanced wound care class with Chuck Peoples, which is currently at, I think, $125. And it includes your pass to the chicken processing workshop with Joel Salatin on Monday after the event. And all of that together comes at a reduced price. If you get the Mega Pass, it's all the things. And I believe you get parking in the VIP area of the Big Daddy's lot, which is a little bit closer to the compound. So I've sold a few of those. I may have a token made. We're still sort of debating on if that'll happen again. I too am curious if Old Man Spirko is going. Yes, he is. You should come with him, but you probably won't. So people want to know what Tactical did. So what he did is he was using a T-post driver to drive a grounding rod into the ground, and the driver, like the grounding rod bent and it slammed his head. So the good news is he didn't get the full beauty of a T-post driver falling 100% from top to bottom on his head. It whipped him that way. And the minute I explained this the other day online, a whole bunch of people said, I got hurt that way too, or my husband got hurt that way. So apparently this is a known T-post driver injury that people get. I understand it may have happened to John Willis once too. So I've never heard of people getting hurt with T-post drivers until now. So Letty wants to know, what is the map on the website for? So if you go, let me just go to selfreliancefestival.com and I will show you. How do I get there? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me share my screen, my friends. So this is Self-Reliance Festival website. And if you go to the community map, which is the top navigation, this is a map of people from Self-Reliance Festival who have chosen to sign up for the map. So you can see Tennessee has a bunch, and you drill in, and then you can see Optimize You. That is in fact the doctor that balances the hormones that you'll hear John Willis and Amanda talking about right there listed. So this is just a way to see who else is in the community. You just check it out. Brian Young. So we don't necessarily put you on the map exactly where you are, but if you want to sign up for it, I thought there was a form on here. I don't know how you sign up for it right now. Maybe you add your own location by clicking on add location, and you can drop your marker wherever you want to on the map. So you could not necessarily drop it at your house if you want a little bit of privacy, but you can say, I'm near Smyrna and I'm going to add this thing. And then you can write all about your business. You can upload a photo, and then we'll review it before it posts. So that little plus button is right there for add location. That is the map. And this was hatched out several Self-Reliant festivals ago. And Dawn Sutton put that together. And we sort of had this behind the scenes working thing that never got implemented. She implemented it on the website, I think about a month or two ago, so that people can do it. Laceration is doing well, Chuck. I'm going to look at it to see if it needs another cleaning this evening. It probably does, because I'm going to be out of town. So might as well go in as clean as possible, right? Yeah. Who really feels like being on the other side from Jack about this? Yeah, exactly. Siegler, if you come to Self-Reliance Festival, I will put you on a panel against Jack Spirko, and we will choose a topic, and it will be the most entertaining thing any of us have ever seen. I'm just saying. Homestead Twins are coming back. Yeah, isn't that awesome? I'm a TSP lifer, and I would have to pick a subject he doesn't know. Yeah. Rosie's getting ticket tomorrow. Rosie, email me about that. Okay, so what time will Chuck Peoples be doing the medical class on Sunday? Chuck, what time are you doing your medical class on Sunday? We haven't chosen a time yet. He was probably waiting for me to tell him the time. And he said I will be vending. So we will post out this official time after Chuck and I talk about that. But we can pretty much do it anytime. Hello, everyone. Can I buy a digital pass yet? Yes. If you go back to, let me find the site. Somewhere up. Oh, there it is. If you go to tickets and you scroll down, you will see digital passes. You will not see digital passes until you go to page 2, apparently. Nope, that's not true. What? You can get digital passes. Right now, they are not integrated on the site because, come to think of it, I just put the link out directly here, which I will show you. So if you're on the email, you've gotten the link to the exact product. But if you want to see, if you want to get it and you're just hearing about this now, I'll drop the link in for y'all. I just need to. It's on early bird special for $75. It goes up to $95 in. That's the link. So that's on the Podia site. I decided to link straight to the site where we will be streaming from rather than have it on the website, but I will create an external link tomorrow so that you can get there straight from the site. And it's $75 till August 1st if you want to get early bird pricing on digital passes. So my friends, you can get those now. I just put it in the show notes, or the show notes. He did a John Willis. Yeah, he did. That thing just happened to my son, and the other one was pounding in a T-post, and it caught and smacked his tooth and broke. Yeah, I'm sorry that he broke his tooth, but apparently post-hole drivers or post-T-post drivers are dangerous things. What's my email? Nicole@livingfreeintennessee.com. That's Nicole@livingfreeintennessee.com. This is the link to the digital passes that just launched today. So you can check those out as well. Anyway, what other starred things do I have? Oh, I have all the starred things happen. Do you guys want to talk about anything else before we sign off? Or am I free to can these beans? This is what I've been doing the whole time, is snapping beans. When I started, there was one bean in here. So it's not bad for half an hour, huh? It's kind of cool how fast that happens. And then at that point, it's just tossing them in the jar and canning them. Anybody who's taken my canning classes has watched me teach while I'm doing something like snapping beans, because that's usually what's going on, is we're teaching people how to put these things in jars. And I will pressure can the green beans because they are a low acid food. It's a 25-minute process time, and you put them in the jar and then you pour boiling water over them. Then you lid them and you pressure can them. And because I have an electric pressure canner, the cool thing is I just get it going and then it turns itself off, which makes me pretty happy. Can you check my question above? I don't know what the question above is. I don't have an easy way to find your question above if it was not in all caps. So trying my hardest. Hey, people. Oh, trying to pitch to my SRF for my wife for vacation. How would you summarize it in 2 to 3 sentences? She will listen and replay. She's just getting into canning and independent living. So Self-Reliance Festival is the best place to come to be exposed to a variety of heritage skills, including food preservation, sewing, spinning, knitting, mapping. We have small game trapping happening. And then we have a bunch of presentations on anything from homesteading to gardening to permaculture to entrepreneurship to self-improvement, all of it in one place. And it's a great community of doers. So the people you meet there are the kind of people you want to meet. 4 o'clock comes early. Have a good night. Good night, Carson. Get stuff done. I want the electric can. Electric canners have changed my life. With me being so busy, guys, with like travel and all of that this year, I have really depended on the electric canner because often it's the last thing I do at the end of the day is get at least one batch going so that I have a few more jars put up by the next day. I've only done one canning blitz day, and I put up about 24 jars of green beans, and I put up a batch of dilly beans that weekend. So Kentucky Sustainable Living says you will meet someone close to you, I bet. Now, I'd like to point something out. We have developed a really cool thing called the Great North American Prepper Tour, Prepping Festival Tour. And it starts the first weekend of October with the Midwest Preparedness Project Festival in Kansas. And then October 14th and 15th, Self-Reliance Festival in Camden. And then it's, I believe, the weekend of October 29th is the Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival in Kentucky. If you go to all 3 and you can prove it, and we will give you a way to prove it, there's probably going to be a special extra perk that you get for doing that. So I know a number of people are already committed to going to all 3, but I just see that Kentucky Sustainable Living was here, and so they reminded me. Are the butchers going to show up and do their thing? Yes. Yes, I believe they are doing a process off for pork. I need to talk to them about cooking of the pork after that, like what we're going to do with it and how that's going to work. And that's happening, and we are doing the poultry processing class Monday afterwards. I have a Nesco that was given to me, but I'm thinking it's a cooker instead of a canner. Next time I'm in Lewisburg, you should find a way to show me that Nesco, and I can tell you the difference, because I used to have a Nesco. So it could be a pressure cooker, and a pressure cooker and a pressure canner are 2 different things. Yep. October 28th and 29th. I did that from memory. I'm just going to say, Jason, I did that from memory. So I've got it. I've got it locked in today. The triple crown of prepping. I think we should do like Burger King hats. Except for I'm not sure the dudes in our network are going to wear a crown, but you never know. Some of them were in the SCA and they're into that nerdy sort of stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. 75 hard, maybe sharper. It did. It's kind of cool. It just doesn't say canner on it. You'll be here in a week or so, I think. Yeah, I'm doing a canning class near you on the 12th of August, I believe. I will have just gotten back from Oregon. So I'm going to be a bit of a zombie, but we're going to do both water bath and pressure canning. So it's like a big day. It's a big day. Mine doesn't say canner on it either, but it has a canning function. So that's what we'll be looking for. Okay, guys, thanks for joining us. I can't wait to see you at Self-Reliance Festival. Do me a favor. If you're not on the Telegram group, go to t.me/SRF community and join, or find the Self-Reliance Festival channel. And here's what I'm going to do right after I hang up here with y'all. I'm going to put out an 8.5 by 11 flyer that promotes the event. So what we could use from y'all is help getting the word out. Early bird pricing ends August 1st. So the more people who get their tickets before August 1st, the better off everybody is, because they get a better deal. B, just getting the word out about the festival. So you can I will upload it in PDF and PNG. Assuming that Telegram lets me send a PDF, so that you can print it out and post it in your communities, at Tractor Supply, at the Farmers Co-op, in the post office, wherever you can put a poster, your community centers, those sorts of things. But I'll send you a PNG so that you can share it out on social networks to your communities, or email it to people, because we'd love to see lots of people there. We've already got a lot of people coming, but I want more, right? Let's make it a bigger, better one. I will do that right after that. It's going to go out on Telegram. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.